This week on the Digital Coffee, we finally got Threads in the EU and we are very excited about the whole thing. Over on LinkedIn, they have updated their newsletter tool with some extra features, which I think are much needed. And what social media networks do teenagers use? You may not be surprised. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. Who am I? I am a digital marketing ROI trainer, consultant, and mentor. What does that mean? That means that I help businesses just like yours make more money for the time, the energy, and the cash that you are spending on your marketing. That is me. I want to know about you. So firstly, I can see we've got Lee here, who's got black coffee. She knows the drill. If you haven't joined us before, it is a tradition because we are sharing a cup of coffee together. Mine is digital coffee. So yeah, it doesn't taste very good, but I do get to have a real cup of coffee as soon as the show finishes. Let me put this mug down. There's hardly any room on my desk. I just realised I need my mouse as well, and I need to pick that up. It's been one of those mornings, what can I say? So I'd love to know what's in your cup. I'd love to know where you are watching. Are you on Facebook? Are you on YouTube? Are you on LinkedIn? And also, whereabouts in the world are you watching? So I can see we've got Lee here, who's in Llandudno. I think I'm saying that right. I'm sure you're supposed to go Llandudno, because that's the Welsh way of saying things, with a strong black coffee, and she's over on Facebook. So do let me know where you are before I get on to all the exciting news. I can see there's a few of you watching, so be brave. Leave me a comment. Tell me. It's okay if you're not drinking anything. Just tell me that. That would be good. Shall I get on with the news? Yeah, probably, Amanda, probably.
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi.
If, like me, you live in the EU, I live in the Republic of Ireland, you had a very exciting day yesterday. Well, I suppose that depends how sad you are. I thought it was a very exciting day yesterday because finally we got access to Threads. And I know if you were watching the show last week, we thought, this is what we thought. We knew we thought we were getting access to Threads in December. It is December. But we also thought that was going to be limited, that we were only going to have limited access to Threads, that we'd be able to have an account, but we'd only be able to browse. And one was kind of like, don't know if I bother with that. Then the rumours started on Tuesday that we were actually going to get full-blown Threads, and there was a special thing you could type into your Instagram search bar. You could type the word ticket and it would pop up and it would flip around, and it said it was launching on the 15th, but still we didn't know if it was full Threads or not. Then on the 14th, did I say the 15th? That's today. And then at 11 a.m. yesterday, it happened. Threads happened. And when I clicked the button, finally, it let me download the app. And when I downloaded the app, it gave me two options. Option number one was to access it without a profile. And if I did that, that was when I was going to be limited. That I was going to only be able to read and consume, not post. And actually, when we talk about trends, that might actually be relevant to a lot of people. Option number two was to link it to my Instagram account and actually be full part of Threads. And of course, that is the route that I went. Now, what can I say? Threads is just Twitter. It's just Twitter for the 2023-2024. It's the same thing. There's a lot of excitement on there now, of course, because we've all finally got in. It does seem like the natural new Twitter because there are so many people on it already that we know. So I guess we get to see how this progresses. Obviously, they would have had a massive uptick in users yesterday. Whether that will last, whether the engagement will last, I just don't know. But we have seen a little bit of an uptick in trends over the last few months. And I know myself, I even forget to check Twitter on a daily basis, which I used to before the Musk era. Now I've mentioned his name, I have to ring the bell. We'll be talking about him a little bit more later on too. So, Threads, what do you think? Have you finally got it? I can see, I know Lee has it already. We are following each other. Lee saw me over on Threads. Have you got it? Are you using it? Do you love it? Do you think you'll never use it at all? My camera's flashing today, so apologies about that. I suppose I'll just move on with the news.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
My iPad went to sleep, so I've no idea what the next story is. Another big bit of breaking news this week. One that a lot of us have been waiting for and I am kind of excited about, which is live stream producer from Instagram is now live for all professional accounts. What does that even mean? That means that if you want to use third-party streaming software like Ecamm, which is what I'm using now, time for me to pick up my massive Ecamm mug that they gave me. Thank you, Ecamm. If you are using a third-party software, I have nowhere to put it. My desk is full. If you're using third-party software, you will now be able to use that to stream to Instagram, which means you'll be able to do things like image overlays like I do. You'll be able to do things like play pre-recorded videos like I do, but also it'll be a handier way to manage comments. I honestly don't know how people manage that when they're on their mobile streaming. So see comments, respond to comments, all of that is going to become a lot easier. I really want to experiment with this, but there is a problem, isn't there? And I'm wondering whether streaming tools deal with this, because obviously this show is horizontal because a lot of people watch it on desktop. Actually, more people than I realised watched it on mobile. So hello, mobile viewers. Maybe that's why you don't comment. Hello, mobile viewers. But of course, Instagram Live is vertical. So what am I going to do? Is it going to be possible for me to set two scenes up? One that goes to Instagram, one that goes to all my other channels? I guess I just have to wait and see. But it is, considering Instagram is going to be somewhere where I spend a little bit more time in 2024, I am kind of excited about this one.
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Do you use LinkedIn newsletters? I remember when they first came out and I subscribed to a few just out of excitement level and then realised I didn't really want to subscribe to them. There is a great one I get from Andy Crestadina. I never know how to say his name. I really enjoy getting that one. But newsletters on LinkedIn are kind of cool because what you can do is you can get people to subscribe and they'll get a notification on LinkedIn when you publish a new one, much like if you published a blog. But you will also get an email with that newsletter in, which means, you know, you've got two opportunities to reach the audience. Now, when they were first launched, everyone went mad for them because, of course, they were getting loads of subscribers and, you know, because it was a new shiny thing. Now, I mean, we're a couple of years down the line, I think, with newsletters at this stage. I'm guessing it's kind of harder to get subscribers. I'm guessing because I don't use it. I use my email marketing tool rather than using that. But they are adding some new features which would make it easier for creators. One, nothing to do with subscribers, but if you are getting subscribers, as long as you're getting the right people, it doesn't matter if it's not mazillions of people. That's a new word, mazillion. I like that. But these new features will actually make it easier to create. So I'm going to see, have I got it? Firstly, you'll be able to get proper metrics. And as a measurement freak, I love proper metrics. So you'll actually be able to see how people are consuming your newsletter over time, as well as the growth in subscribers and stuff along those lines, which I think was probably badly needed. I can't believe that wasn't there already. I think day one, LinkedIn. Anyway, secondly, at the moment, you have to start a newsletter from scratch every single time, which means you have to go and get all your different styles together again, all your different color schemes, everything that you need. Whereas now you'll actually be able to duplicate a previous newsletter into draft form. So you won't have to work out all of that stuff again. The third feature, because I know there's a third one, this seems crazy that you weren't able to do before. You'll be able to preview your newsletter, so you'll be able to see what it actually looks like when it hits people's inboxes and when it gets published on LinkedIn, which I imagine for a lot of people is great because they could have been sending out like ones that were totally banjacks before. So all good new features. I don't anticipate subscribing to that many more newsletters, but I do subscribe to the ones that I think are really relevant and interesting to me. And to get something that is a little bit more professional in my inbox and in my notifications could encourage me to use it more. So tell me, because I know some of you are watching on LinkedIn, you're possibly commenting because sometimes LinkedIn comments don't come in. Tell me, do you use newsletters? Do you subscribe to newsletters? What do you think? Is this a good thing?
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Have a guess. What social media tools do teens use the most? Can you guess? Because if you can guess, I mean, it's actually not surprising. New research from Pew issued this week shows us that teens, in fact, use YouTube. YouTube more than anything else, actually. So some of you may have guessed TikTok, but YouTube has consistently been the most popular network amongst teens. We can also, I'm flashing a lot, aren't I? And not in a rude way. I do apologise. 9 out of 10 teens surveyed, I can move over this way. 9 out of 10 teens surveyed use YouTube. Other popular networks are TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. No surprises there then. But why does this matter? Why is this relevant? Well, the first thing I noticed was that YouTube and TikTok, not everyone who uses those networks is actually creating content for them. They're places you tend to go to consume content. And that is a trend that we are seeing in digital marketing right now, is that people are more reluctant to post their own content, but enjoy it as a media service, essentially. So that's the first thing to notice. Secondly, the social networks that teens are using now are possibly the ones they are going to stay with as they grow older, like old people. Like me, who started out on Facebook and still uses Facebook to this day. We will see teens continuing to use Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok into the future as younger people find new networks. Unpopular amongst teens are Facebook, Twitter / X, Twitch and Reddit, and almost anything else. And that's interesting to me because I thought Twitch was big with the youngsters, but obviously that's when I was a youngster. The younger people than me were using Twitch. And also Reddit, which I know has been growing users and growing in popularity and introducing a lot of new features in the last year. I would have thought that sort of forum would have been interesting to young people, but it seems not. No surprise really that they're not interested in the hellscape that X has become, or Facebook, which is just old-fashioned really, isn't it? Okay, I'm trying to remember what button to press. Here we go.
This is Making Sang, first name making, from the FOMO Creator, and you have been watching the Digital Coffee Show with Amanda Webb.
Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces as it's known now, has been one of the success stories that came out of the audio trend that came out of Clubhouse. I think it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. It was during the pandemic. I remember that suddenly Clubhouse exploded. Everyone was suddenly getting into audio chats. And the one that came along around the same time, and we know Jack Dorsey stole the whole idea of Clubhouse, was Twitter Spaces. And I always preferred that because I have my existing network on Twitter / X. So it's been one of the success stories. And it turns out that, this is where I need my bell, Elon Musk has noticed that this is one of the growth areas in the network, and he's talking about, remember, we never really know when he says he's going to do something, if he's actually going to do something or not, but he's talking about adding video as an option to X Spaces. So it's still going to be a live chat. So a bit like, a Zoom call where everyone comes in, or they used to have something called Rooms on Meta, which ironically they just got rid of. So you'll be able to switch your camera on, and it will automatically switch between cameras depending who is speaking. So part of me thinks this is good. You get to know, I loved the audio because I felt like I was getting to know people better. Maybe seeing faces will help with that. I also think it's bad because I don't want to have to put my hair and makeup on just to go on an audio chat. In fact, one of the things I love about audio chats is I can slob about a little bit and really relax when I'm enjoying it. Still, interesting feature. If Twitter lasts, it'll be interesting to see if it takes off.
Hi, I'm Danielle from Redbow, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
There's not much good happening in the news at the moment, is it? Is there? There's like wars upon just horrible things happening everywhere. It feels sometimes like the world is falling apart, and that's interesting because I think that has had an impact on the design trends that we are going to see in 2024. You may have seen Pantone's colour, I want to call them Panettone because it's Christmas, but Pantone's colour of the year is fuzzy peach. And this is the colour they see representing like the trends that we are going to see in the design space in 2024. It's pastel, it's calming, it's chilled. I think we're going to see a lot of pastels to sit alongside this. We're going to get away from those strong colours. Interesting. But it's not just Pantene. That's a hair colour. It's not just Pantone. Is it Panettone? Is it Pantone? Or is it Pantene? They really need to change their names. It's not just Pantone that are noticing this. Adobe have also come up with their design trends for 2024. And amongst them are trends they're calling calming rhythms and wonder and joy. So as the world falls apart, we're going to want more chilled out stuff in our design in 2024. So if you're planning new designs for the year, maybe stay away from those neon colours that seem to have been so popular in 2023 and lean toward, do I have to get rid of, no, I'm sticking with my orange, but lean towards the more pastel colours and the chilled out tones. It's going to make all of us feel a little bit better in this time of crisis. Thanks, Karen. I think you are laughing. I can't really see. I need to put my glasses on. At my Pantene reference. So yeah, the Pantene colour of the year is shiny hair. Shiny hair. Yes, indeed. Okay, it's going to be an interesting one all the same. Right, one more button to press. Who is it? I think it's Ant.
I'm Ant McGinley, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
I just spent a week recording lessons for the Connect the Dots course, which you probably heard me banging on about. If not, you can still get it. Here's the Connect the Dots course. It is currently free access to this course until the 22nd of December. It's a 3-part analytics course that will take the pain out of your analytics. Thought I'd give that a plug. So I've been doing that. And one of the things I come up against is, I've written this lovely script, but of course I can't remember what I'm going to say. So, there's a couple of options. You can get a teleprompter, but then I'm looking at the screen rather than looking at the camera, or I can just riff. That's what I tend to do, riff around the ideas that I have. But now there could be a new solution. And actually, this isn't brand new at all. It's, I've seen tools that can do this before, but this is new from Meta and it's pretty impressive. It's called, I don't think I have a button for it. I don't have a button for it. It's called Audiobox, and you can go into Audiobox and you can record a sample of your own voice, and then you can get it to say stuff, which I did. And I don't think I have anything to worry about straight away. It did sound a little bit like me. I listen to my own voice a lot online, so I'm aware of how I do actually sound. It was posher. I sounded like I came from Chelsea or something. Chelsea in London, by the way, which is kind of posh, I think. I sounded like I came from a posh place. And I know I'm a little bit posh, but it was proper posh. But it did sound like me. And of course, this could be a solution in the future for recording your audio and making sure you say what you want to say. That could be good. Whether it will get the nuances and the personality of my voice, I'm not convinced. And of course, this can be taken one step further because it is becoming easier to create AI versions of yourself, also known as deep fakes. So actually, all those courses I recorded, I could just give it the text and it will put me out there nattering away in a perfect way. Now, of course, there's 2 problems with this. Number 1, I don't think you want me nattering away in a perfect way. If I didn't make a few mistakes during this show and bang the microphone and do all the wrong things, I don't think you get to know me as well. I think hopefully who I am comes across in these sessions, and I'm not sure that's going to be quite so easy to fake. The second one, we're going to get round to the bots taking over the world is, of course, that deep fakes is becoming a problem. We are seeing deep fakes in Ireland at the moment, there's some case against Google over a deep fake using a politician. And we're going to see that this year, or in 2024, with all the elections coming. We're going to see deep fakes of politicians doing things and saying things that they didn't actually say. That's bad for politicians, but it's also bad for us, people who are used to using the internet. They'll be able to deep fake us. And as long as it can't get my personality, that doubt will be in your mind. But if it does manage to grab my personality too, I think we're all in a little bit of trouble. So on that happy note, Lee is saying, I wonder how it would cope with Kiwi Speak, where you can go over to there. It's open to everyone. You can go and try it. You can go and try it now if you want to see what your voice sounds like. Definitely made me posher. Maybe I should be posher. My mother, God rest her soul, would be very proud of that posh voice that it is doing for me. That's the way she always wanted me to speak. So she'd be happy. Anyway, this is the last haphazard digital coffee. Well, it's not quite. We are going to have a digital coffee next week, but it's different. It is my prediction show where I am going to try and guess what is going to happen in 2024 in the digital marketing world. I've already started working on it. I've got some cool ideas that may or may not happen. So do join me next Friday with your mulled wine and your mince pie and your Christmas hat, and we can talk about those predictions together. I can see a comment there from Ginny. Have you seen the BBC's The Capture, which is about deep fakes? No, I haven't actually. I saw it was there. And I can't get iPlayer here in Ireland, so I won't be able to watch it back. But I have seen an awful lot of stuff about it. It is... Oh, was that a drama? See, now I feel like we're getting into a conversation here. Was that a drama? Because I did watch that. I did watch that. That was kind of good. It ended up, it was all Russian spies, I think, at the end of the day. Anyway, do join me next week for that prediction show. I promise I'll get some sleep over Christmas, so these shows will be less haphazard. Do connect with me on social. I will be here. Yes, it was a drama. Yes, indeed. I do remember it. I think it had Simon Pegg in it. Did it? I don't know now. I'm very confused. Did I watch it or did I just hear about it? That is the question. So I will see you here. Same bat time, same bat place. I've even forgot my catchphrase, for the last show of the year. So looking forward to seeing you then. Until then, bye-bye.